What's up, everyone? This is BigPowner, and today I'm going to teach you how to create your +5 or +6 bows. Um, so the only difference between a +5 and a +6 is going to be if you get a synth one. So I'm going to be make a +6 because I have the currency to buy a +1 implicit mod base. I actually have two of them. So we got two examples here. One is going to be basically one that I'm working on, but I need a harvest craft mod to remove it. Basically, start off with my synth base. It was just, a gray base with the +1 in the implicit. To get it to this point, we have to use um, fossil crafting because these +1 to strength and +1 to dex are only from fossil modifiers. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up. I'm going to show you exactly how you would do this without actually doing it, because it's kind of like one of those things of you don't know how many it's going to take. So we'll go ahead and show you what it is. So we go to bows. Okay, so in order to be able to get our +1 to strength, +1 to dex, +1 to intelligence, we have to use faceted fossils. You'll be able to see this down here, what it is that we're able to get. We have these really high chances because this one's a dex base. We have a really high chance for the dexterity, and then between the intelligence or the strength, they're high, but it's kind of like a throw up in the air which one you're going to hit. So for like mine, I think it took me like I don't know, like probably like 10 or more tries to get the strength and the dexterity. The cool thing is the way that I'm going to teach you how to craft this. All you basically have to do is get those two things on there, just strength and dexterity. And as long as the third thing is something that you can either remove, or you have one like my other example, which is an open suffix. If you have an open suffix, it's done. And you'll see how. I'm going to go through the craft on that because I have one like that right here. This is one that already has an open suffix. This is one that doesn't. This one has 3 suffixes. I've gone ahead and cleaned my prefixes, but I can't go ahead with this one because I have no way to get rid of that pesky projectiles, and that is going to prevent me from adding the +1 because we have a guaranteed way to add the paragons +1 to socketed gems, which is very important. We don't want what's on this one, which is a +2 to the level of socketed bow gems. And you might be like, why do I not want +2 to socketed bow gems? The +2 to socketed bow gems blocks us from being able to put on our +2 to socketed supports. This is important because if you're creating a +5, +4 bow, you're going to have the empower support, which the thing is the +2 to socketed supports is much stronger than the +2 to socketed bow gems. And the reason why is because the +2 to socketed bow gems only affects bow gems. The +2 to socketed supports is going to affect everything. And the reason why is because a +2 to socketed supports affects the empower, which gives us a +2 to our main skills. So all of the other support gems get a level. Since the power gets the levels, then the main gem gets levels. So it's just way superior to the +2 socketed bow gems. +2 to socketed bow gems is like that thing that's good like week 1 when you use like an essence to slam it on there. But as far as crafting like end game bows, it is trash. Like it's legit garbage. So we don't want that on there. We want our +2 to socketed supports, which we're going to craft onto our finished pieces. So with this one right here, this would be an example of this is the one I'll wind up using. I'm going to be creating this one today because it's in a state that I can actually make it. Once I get a remove speed, I'll wind up doing the exact same thing to this one that I'm going to do in this video to this one. So we get it to this point. Say you got this base, even if there's 3 things on the top of it, it doesn't matter because like I said, on this one we have 2 things in the top that we don't want on this. We have the plus to socketed bow gems, and we have the percent physical damage, which that doesn't help us at all. We're creating this for for a toxic rain build. So, you know, percent physical damage is not good for us. It's bad for us. So we're going to wind up going ahead and finishing this bow. We're going to be using some crafts that are expensive, but this is an end game bow. So if you don't have the currency to do it, then this is not going to be the crafting video for you. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is we have to get rid of the prefixes, because what we're going to be doing, like my ideal bow, there's several different builds that this could go for. This one's going to be created for the toxic rain, but say I was doing this for elemental, which is like a fire bow, but the gem level also, it's also a gem level scaling bow. For that one, we would be doing the same thing, just the final mods that we place on there, one would be different. So like, since I'm creating this for Toxic Rain, it's going to be socketed support gems and chaos damage over time multiplier that I'm going to be crafting on. If I was doing this for the elemental hit, it would be socketed support gems and elemental penetration. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to get rid of the prefixes on this. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to do suffixes cannot be changed. Suffixes cannot be changed. So we craft that on there. And now what we have is we have suffixes cannot be changed, which are the two things that we want to keep. And then we have the crap on the top with suffixes cannot be changed. So what we're going to do at this point, which this, if you don't know that it works, is going to be a scary thing. So that's why I'm creating this video, so you guys can see me doing it. But suffixes are protected. There are certain things that you can't do this with. So if you use suffixes cannot be changed and you hit it with like a fossil, that is going to just re-roll the whole bow. It's kind of like a special case that you can do this on, but what a scour is going to do is it's just going to remove my prefixes. So now I have this isolated. At this point, the thing that I really want is I want that +1 to socketed gems. This is going to be another thing that is a super cool thing that you can do. So we have, in order to do this, it has to be like this. You have to be completely blocking your suffixes in order for this to work. So like, you can use this in other situations, but just remember that suffixes have to be blocked. So all right, what we're going to do is we're going to craft on now cannot roll attack modifiers. Why is it that we're going to do cannot roll attack modifiers? Because everything on the top of this bow in the prefixes has the attack tag on it. Attack, 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 attack. This is the only thing without attack on it, is the +1 to level of socketed gems. Attack, 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 attack. This is the only thing. So what does that mean? That means that we can now go to here and we can craft on cannot roll attack mods. And now my suffixes are full. So there's 3 suffixes. You can have 3 suffixes, 3 prefixes. So now we have all of our suffixes covered, and there's only one thing that we can get. So what is it we do? We Exalt Slam it. Bam! +1 to socketed gems. Just like that, bam! It is now a +4 bow. And now we just go for the finish, which is, we're going to do multiple crafted. Alright. Can have up to 3 crafted modifiers. That goes on our suffixes. And now we do socketed support gems. So now it is a +6 bow, and this is the point where, depending on what build it is that you're wanting it for, you would basically decide at that point. You know, like for me, I'm going to use this for the Toxic Rain build. If I was going to use this for like my elemental hit, I would do elemental penetration, but this is for my Toxic Rain build, so we are going to go ahead and finish it with the chaos damage over time multiplier max tier. And now it just needs some divining, because there's only one thing that needs to be divined, so that's going to be super easy to divine. Or it should be super easy to divine. There we go. We now have a perfect +6 bow. The only thing that it needs is it needs quality and it needs an enchantment on it. I literally just got this because honestly I got tired of waiting. I was going to take and make this video once I got the remove speed, but I already spent a game session trying to farm it. And probably since I went ahead and bought another one and went ahead and made it, I'm probably going to get it like the next map that I do, because that's how it works, but then I'll just have 2 of them. um, anyways, this is how you create the best bow that you can possibly create for a plus skill gem level. If you have an intelligence skill gem, you would do it the same way. You just want, like, if you had an intelligence skill, you would do intelligence and strength. The reason why we do strength is because the strength is going to boost up our empower. So actually, let me go ahead and show you guys what exactly it does. I need 1 red, 1 red, 5 green. There we go. Hey, put it in the same spot. Oh, well, alright, well first, I'll show you, I believe I'm a level 30 Toxic Rain. So, alright, we'll actually turn this off. So, right now I'm at a level 30 Toxic Rain. So, the upgrade of this bow brought it from level 30 to level 33. So that's pretty sweet. It's a really big damage buff, like almost 20% increased damage just on my displayed. So that, it's an expensive craft. Well, pretty expensive. Like if I were to sell this, I could make currency on it because a lot of people don't know how to do it, but now you do. So basically, you can get a base. You can take and craft it with the fossils to get it to the place where I had it at. There's a couple ways that you can do that. I don't think I actually went in on that, and since I can only really do this once, I'm gonna go ahead and cover that now. The way that you get it to this place is the best way at the current prices in the league. I did it kind of like a budget way. I did it with 3 fossils instead of 4 fossils. The reason why I did it with 3 fossils is because the difference between the 3-socket resonators, 3-socket resonators are 4 chaos. The 4-socket resonators are like 50 chaos. The faceted fossils are like 30 chaos. So the most expensive thing would be the resonators if I went with 4 sockets. And the thing is since we're not looking for, like, I don't want just any gem mods. I wanted specific ones. It makes it so that it's better to have multiple tries, to where, like, once I get those 2 things together, then I can create exactly what it is that I want, because I'm really only looking to get 2 things together. Like, there's easier versions of that, like, you know, having an open suffix and prefix makes it really easy to finish it. But there's that there's kind of like, I don't know, it's just like more rolls are better in my opinion, honestly. Like, because you can, the more expensive rolls, I don't know, basically just I think right now in the league with the prices of everything, this is just way more cost effective. I don't think that the rewards of having the extra socket and the resonator outweigh the cost. So we're gonna go ahead and show you what it was that I did. Okay, so I used the faceted fossil because we have to use that, and then I used the corroded fossil because it removes all the elementals, and then I used metallic fossil because it removed all the physicals. So it just cut it down a lot, and then we just have like a really high chance on the fossil mods down here. You could use the 4-socket resonator to increase your chances even more, but like I said, I mean, it's like a few exalts of slamming. to get it to that point. With the current market prices, like a bow like mine, the way I just crafted it, honestly, they're overpriced, and I think it's because there's only a few people that know how to craft these. Also, a lot of the bows that are on the site, like it's like people didn't know how to make good bows, like high tier bows. Like I saw a video like telling people to use like spell stuff for toxic rain. Like toxic rain doesn't benefit from spell stuff. Like that's the reason why there's so many bows on the market that just have like stats that don't work with each other. Because people are crafting stuff that they don't know what they're crafting for. So my suggestion is just buy a base and create this yourself. You need to understand the cost, like the cost of just creating it, like another like 10 EX after your base. Even having it in the place where I had it is about another 10 EX, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like eight, 9 exalts was what you just saw me use. Nine exalts. I don't know, something like that. Like 10 exalts, 10 exalts to finish it. I'd say total after buying your base, you should have like 15 EX to work with, just in case you're not lucky with your rolls. Like something like that. Realistically, like I said, I think I got it in like about 10 tries. I got my strength and dex on this one hit. So eh, you could be less lucky, you could be more lucky. The thing is the dexterity is going to show up a lot. Just whether you're able to get the strength with it is kind of the what's up in the air. And that's the reason why I think that more rolls are better than going with a four socket that's costing you twice as much. Because literally you're doubling the cost by using a four socket resonator instead of a two socket, because your metallic fossils are like half a chaos. Your corroded fossils are a couple chaos. 7 chaos. Okay, so those are probably being used for like people rolling 100% delirium maps and some other fossil crafting. So, but total cost, you're talking about like 40C, 43C with a 3 socket resonator versus an exalt for each try, or a little bit more, an exalt or more with a 4 socket resonator. I just feel like getting more tries to get an easier thing to work with is going to be better. The one situation that's going to be really hard on you is if you get strength gems, dexterity gems, and intelligence gems. The problem with this is they're all just tagged with gem, so there's no way to like focus take one off. At that point, you don't want to just wipe it. Um, you only are gonna have a 1 out of 3 shot in fixing it, saving it. But I would definitely suggest at least trying, because it's a 1 out of 3. And the way that you would do that is by going to your menagerie, and you'll do a remove suffix add prefix, which beasts are super cheap. Like these beasts are like maybe like 5 chaos, so you definitely want to try it. It would be add a prefix, remove a suffix. It's a ferric wolf alpha. um, I would definitely suggest, if you wind up in that situation where you have all three, at least try that. I mean, you could make a +7 bow where you have all three on the bottom, and then, but you'd have to already have paragons on the top. So I mean, and it would kind of be a meme bow, because like most builds aren't gonna benefit from strength, intelligence, and dexterity. There might be like, you might have like one support that's gonna get +1, but you're talking about like less than 1%, or probably about like a 1% increase on the gems input into the whole build, which is going to be like less than, like a tenth of a percent increase damage. It's so useless. um, and basically what you're going to be missing out on is the ability to have two controlled stats through multi-modding, or having something that's going to actually help you, which would be like, like maybe attack speed. Like if you winded up rolling, for instance, one of these bows, and you had strength and dexterity and like an attack speed, and your paragon's already in the top, then you could choose to just craft on the +2 socketed and try and slam something else or something like that. That would be another situation that you wouldn't even have to multi-mod. But like in this case, those two mods are so strong. Like the 40% damage over time multiplier is the strongest multiplier that you can get for the chaos. And the +2 socketed supports, because it gives a +2 to everything, all of your supports and your main skill. It's just so strong that really don't want to you really don't want to miss out on those stats. Anyways, I hope that this video has been helpful and you've learned a lot about crafting. We use some really cool stuff that can be applied to more than just this bow craft. So I hope that you guys saw or learned something that you can apply to your crafting in the future. Anyways, if you aren't yet, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a like. You got questions, go ahead and leave a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Peace.